Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. I'm your host, John. This week we have a trio of talented writers and podcasters.
Where?
And video crafters.
When did they get on?
Where?
Yeah. We have guests?
Guest month, it's back, baby.
Yeah.
Could y'all let me say something nice about our website for once?
I mean, you know.
Every time I crack a joke about how shitty we are or whatever, everyone's like, shut up. That's not nice. Mm-hmm. And then I say something nice that we are a talented trio right now on the podcast. Mm-hmm. And immediately it's like, where are they? Well, guess what? They're here. They're talking right now. They're on the show. Welcome. It's me, John. We have Michael.
That's me. I'm a Michael.
We have Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm talented, apparently.
I'm gonna have to lend everyone here a grappling hook so they can climb out of my ass.
Boy, I don't know how I got there.
I'm going to have to fucking buy a round of climber's chalk.
A round? Is that...
Gasson, please. A round of your finest climber's chalk for everyone.
We are going to need to go to the fucking Sports Authority and purchase climber's gloves for you two, so you can climb out of my ass.
I prefer to go to Dick's. It's the place I like.
Well, if you slip while you're climbing out of my ass, you may end up in Dick's.
Jesus Christ, I hate this so much.
Welcome to Video Game Choo Choo.
Yep.
Tonight, we will be talking about...
Talent.
Yeah. Rock climbing. And video games. I hope everyone's prepared for at least one of those. No? Alright, fair enough.
No, I got nothing.
So, this week, I thought that we would start the episode talking about collections. Because I've been trying to start the episodes about something that I just noticed around my room while we were about to record. So I looked over at my figures and I said, that might be something interesting to talk about.
What is next week? The trash can?
I don't know.
Look,
listen.
Hey, everybody, ceiling fans. How do they work?
Hey, listen. Remember that time that we had a good conversation about, taking care of your grass?
No. What are you talking about?
That happened.
What on earth are you talking about?
Maybe you weren't on that week.
Thank God. I would have... Hey, everybody, Venetian blinds, right?
I have... I don't... Which ones are the Venetian blinds?
I'm not having a Venetian blinds conversation.
Venetian blinds, I believe, are the ones that are like the slats, and you pull the thing and they go...
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have those.
The tiny slats, usually made out of real cheap plastic that cats love to destroy.
Yeah, okay, so I don't have those. I don't have those. I have the ones that, you have to, there's, the little, thing hanging off, and there's, the...
real descriptive.
You have to, spin it to make it go sideways.
Yeah.
And then you could push it, and then you push it to open the blinds, like this.
It goes left to right?
Yes.
Okay. Those are, I think, are just called blinds.
Well, then I have those.
Okay, cool.
I'm in a basement, so I don't have windows. Actually, I have tiny windows that don't allow any sunlight in. It's very depressing.
Do they have blinds or curtains of any kind?
No, they have red tape around them because it's an unfinished basement. So,
right.
Okay. Michael, what kind of blinds do you have?
They're like Venetian blinds, but they're real thick and real big.
I do have big Venetian blinds in my room, actually. Those are pretty good.
Keep the sun out, keep the cats off the fucking...
They don't keep the sun out, actually. They don't close all the way, so there's a slight gap, and that's all the sun comes in. Yeah, basically.
It's fucked up. So, do either of you have any weird collections that you had?
I collect Venetian blinds from all around the world.
Well, if you're collecting Venetian blinds, that's a little weird that you haven't like replaced the ones that you have with some that block the sun better.
The rest are collector's items. He doesn't want to use a collector item.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I guess
the 1974 Venetian blind set from
IKEA,
yeah. The first printing. Those are special. Those don't just go on any window.
I'm trying to think if I do have a collection of anything, actually. And I think the closest is, like, I have a VHS collection of random bad garbage.
Like what?
Okay.
Well, I said bad when I mean good. I have Time Cop. I have Bloodsport. You're
describing really good movies. I don't know why.
That's why I corrected myself.
Yeah.
I have Evil Dead 2. I have the Flintstones live action movie. I stole that one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now we're hitting the trash.
Yeah, that one. That one was
Andy,
stolen. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna say less that you stole that, and more that you relieved someone of that.
You saved someone's soul.
Yeah, you just allowed someone's soul passage into the river Styx.
So here's the way I see it: is that having a copy of the Flintstones on VHS is a lot like the plot of the Pirates of the Caribbean, where you need to gather all the gold medallions together, except in this case, they're VHS tapes, and you need to gather them all together so you can relieve yourself of the curse that having one has bestowed upon you. What I'm saying is, I blame it for everything that goes wrong in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it could be cured by, like, shooting it with a shotgun or, like, throwing it into the wilderness?
I mean, the reason I don't want to test that is because if we are adhering to Pirates of the Caribbean theory or POTC theory...
okay, POTC theory.
Exactly. If we're adhering to that, we need to gather them all, and a drop of blood from each owner of one of the tapes needs to be dripped onto the tapes. And that way, it frees you.
I hear
the curse will be sealed.
I hear if you chop it up and hide it in John Goodman's food and he ingests it, that is also a way to break the curse.
I don't want to do anything to Johnny Goodman. I want him to be okay.
Do you want to break the curse or not? Just saying.
If it means cursing him, then no.
No. He cannot be cursed. It's John Goodman. Good is in his name. He's a good man.
It's true.
So he simply dispels the curse.
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess I'll have to find John Goodman and become his private chef, I suppose.
Sure, that's the Hitman way of looking at things.
Also, he eats VHS tapes normally, but he usually goes for, like, Saving Private Ryan. Like,
he loves that one. He's also in that movie, isn't he?
Maybe?
Is he only movies he's in?
I don't think he's in that one.
I think he is.
I was just imagining him, like, getting one of those, like, box sets where it's, like, the one side's the full screen and the other side's the widescreen, and he's just got the both of them, and then he's just going to town. Like, he's ready. Maybe he just, like, takes both VHSs and puts some, like, salami in between it, and it's a VHS sandwich.
I mean, anything's a sandwich as long as you're holding it with both your hands.
Fuck, no.
Fair enough.
A sandwich is food in between two things. Your hands are two things. So I'm holding my mouse right now. If I bit into my mouse, it would be a mouse sandwich.
Do you have to consume your hands for that to be true?
Nope.
No, I see. Here's my thing. I think you would have to eat the hands.
No.
Because if it's a sandwich, the bread is part of the thing that you eat.
What kind of sandwich are you eating, dude? That's not how sandwiches work. You have to slip in between the bread and just sort of like wiggle your tongue in and slurp out the inner sandwich meat. And
I don't like any of this.
You just kind of have to like inhale the fucking cheese and bread and sauce, and then just like throw the bread in the garbage disposal, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, when eating a traditional sandwich, not a sandwich that it's just your hands are the bread, because obviously that's much easier. When eating a bread sandwich, bread being the outer, not the inner, it's a little confusing naming conventions. Anyway, you generally speaking will need to lube your face up quite a bit. Right. And just sort of slide on in there, because you can't break the seal. You need the bread to be touching the innards while you're doing it. If you break
the seal, the Earl of Sandwich comes back and just fucking takes you to task. Like the words that are expelled from his mouth are like, it's like fucking Lovecraftian shit that dude says. If you fuck that up, like your mind will exit your brain and it will create a new being, and you'll just be like a husk, and that's it.
He'll also eat your sandwich, which is another
That's true.
thing.
That's true. He does also eat the sandwich.
He will slick the lube off of your face and then take it, put it on his face.
He fucking loves it. He fucking loves it. Just goes to town.
Bryan Cranston was also in Saving Private Ryan.
Alright.
Yep.
Who, I feel like 90% of, well-known male actors were in Saving Private Ryan if they were, well-known in the 90s.
John Goodman wasn't.
He was too busy on Roseanne, wasn't he?
No, Saving Private Ryan was post-Roseanne.
Chronologically, as well as in the fictional universe.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
In the Roseanne universe, but Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, it's weird that Roseanne actually takes place in the 30s.
It's a very advanced house in the 30s. Folks, thanks for listening.
Are we done?
I am.
Yeah, physically,
exhausted.
Yes.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. But no, we must press on.
That was a lot to take in.
We have to talk about video games, folks. We have to talk about the games that we have interacted with over the past week. Andy.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is a game. I've beaten it recently again, and I love it.
Okay.
How long do you guys want to talk about this? Because I can go all day.
Not at all. -2 seconds. Can you take back the time that you have already withdrawn from my soul?
No.
By mentioning it?
No, I can't, Michael. That's really insulting, actually.
Good.
Can I say briefly? Can your time allotment be brief?
I thought you were going to say, can you say something briefly? That was confusing.
No.
I will actually say serious things about it very quickly, in that
please do.
I have way more appreciation for the combat in that game after going straight from... I'm playing the 1.5, 2.5 HD collection. I didn't mention that. And jumping from the first game, Final Mix, and then jumping to Final Mix 2 is worlds better. So it's kind of nice knowing that game holds up as an accessible character action game.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I've mentioned this previously, but that is 100% correct, that game is leaps and bounds better. Just like the physics, the controls, the camera, they've figured out how to make a good character action game in between 1 and 2, and that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Other stuff I've been playing that you guys might actually be interested in, Shrouded Isle has been kind of a big thing. There's a video we have of that on the site. Michael and I took a look at it. That game is really hard.
It seemed really hard when I was watching you play it.
It's really fun, but it's incredibly punishing. I actually have only finished it once, all the way through.
Really?
Yeah, I've only gotten one ending. But I have, I've seen some of the other endings just because I was, really curious, and the fucking true ending in that game is really good. Like, I'm just saying, just check out that game.
Sure.
That's really it for new stuff I've been playing. I'm kind of going back on the backlog of stuff. I'm trying to finish Nier. I finished Yakuza 0, which is very good. I imagine... Actually, you guys talked about Yakuza last week, so...
Yeah, Kiwami was last week, and John reviewed 0 way back when.
Way back when, yeah, I know. I just was like... I was going to say, oh, I'm sure you guys have stuff to say about Kiwami, and then I remembered happened last week.
I mean, I'll mention a couple more little things, because that is what I played this week, but
that's about it, so if you want to jump into your stuff, John, from that...
Oh, I mean, if you have other things that you want to talk about,
I really
please
don't.
do.
I've been playing Orwell a little. That game's pretty cool. I know Niall liked it. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, it's just a lot of catch-up. I'm on my second playthrough of Nier, for anyone curious. The game's real good.
Right.
That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead real quick just to talk about Yakuza. Yeah, I wrote up my review of Kiwami. That's up on the site. It's definitely I don't want to say step back, because that would imply that it's like
worse.
I mean, it technically is, I guess, but like
it's also a remake.
Really it's not the fault of the current creators. It's more just that they had to use what they had to use, you know? They set out to make a remake of the first game, and they did the best they could with what they had. Because everything from the combat, the gameplay, the structure, the sound, the graphics, all of that is just like 0, and it's just as good as 0. Sometimes it's even a little bit more fun to do some of the combat, because they revamped some of the combat. But yeah, just the writing and the sub-stories are just so subpar, like, compared to 0 and 4 and 5. Like, those games have such an exuberant life to them, where you're going around helping people, and you're not just helping people because, oh, I got beat up, oh, I got robbed. Like, it's, hey, this dumb shit is happening, or I just found a bunch of cats. Do you want one of them? Or we're about to film Thriller. Do you want to beat up a bunch of zombies? Like, there's nothing like that. It's all just, I got robbed. Oh, you can't come down this street because we like to beat people up. Oh, this person's in debt to the Yakuza. Go beat up the Yakuza. And it's just, it's very, very boring comparatively. The story is fine, like the mainline story, but there are some issues where, like, characters that showed up in 0 are a bit uneven compared to their current, like, the Kiwami version of them. Like, they do a good job, like, explaining how Nishikiyama got to where he was, because in 0, he's just, like, your blood or not your blood brother, you're, like, pact brother, and you're, you know, working with him, and he's trying his best to support you. And then, not to spoil, but they chart how his character changes in Kiwami, and they mostly have to do that through, like, flashback sequences that are brand new to that game, like, that were written for it. And then you compare that to how he acts in-game, and it's a little uneven, because it's just like, yeah, I understand that he, like, desperate times and all that, but it's a little uneven to, like, chart how he was in those flashbacks to how he is in the, like, main Kiwami story. Same thing with Majima, because Majima is, like, he's, like, more wacky and, like, fun, and, like, he just loves to start shit in, like, the Majima Everywhere cutscenes. But then he shows up in the story, like, how he was originally in the first Yakuza game, and he's just, like, straight sadistic, and he's just, like, he's more violent towards people that don't really deserve it. Because, like, the Majima of Majima Everywhere has, like, a very twisted set of morals, but he has morals nonetheless. But the Majima of just Kiwami in general is he just beats the shit out of someone with a baseball bat because they don't laugh at the right time. You know, and it's uneven. It's uneven because the good parts of that game are so much better comparatively to the rest of it. It's like, I just want to play 0 or 6 or 4 or 5 or any of the other ones, you know? Like,
yeah,
those are so much more fun and well written.
Worry of mine, honestly, after playing Kiwami is because, or not Kiwami, after playing 0, because I've played, like, I'm a really long time Yakuza fan. Going back to 1 after, like, going back to before 1 with 0 after doing a bunch of character development for guys like Majima all the way through to 5 is what I've played, so that's why I'm saying 5 instead of 6. They kind of retroactively incorporate that personality that you see emerging in the games in 0 that isn't there in 1. And
exactly.
It just, if they're going, it sounds like they just went with the script to 1 again, and that's what makes it, I'm assuming, feel uneven.
Yeah, and, you know, they seem to have really wanted to just retell the story of 1 exactly how it was presented, and that's just the issue, is that, you know, they made it just a couple of, like, little rewrites would have made it better. Like, you know, it's not, like, a huge spoiler, so I'll just say, like, there's a scene where Majima, like, kidnaps someone that Kiryu cares about, but instead of it being, like, they could have very easily and very quickly rewritten it to be like, oh, Majima did it because he wants Kiryu to want to fight him for the Majima Everywhere stuff. But instead, he just shows up and he's like, I'm doing this because I'm evil. And then immediately afterwards, if you run into him again, he's just being goofy, and Kiryu's like, oh, that's silly Majima, I'm gonna fight him, and it's gonna be fun. Even though, not that long ago, he was physically threatening someone he cares about and, like, beat someone to death in front of Kiryu, and it's like, you know, like, I mean, like, Majima has his violent streak and all that, and he threatens people with death, but it's still just, like, the way that it's presented is just the very slightly uneven thing, and it's just like, I just wish that they just updated the script a little bit so it coincided well with the characters that are being presented now. But yeah, I mean, that's basically my big gripe. You know, if you want to see more, it's all up on the site. You can read it, you can enjoy it. I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing, other than, like, you know, a little tiny bit of Overwatch here and there. We'll get to that. And also, yeah, a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 2 still, because I'm just kind of picking at that. I'm past the halfway point. I've beaten, I've revisited, Beast's Castle and, China.
Land of Dragons, please. God.
Excuse me.
It's so goofy.
But yeah, I've revisited those 2 lands, and I guess I'll do. I think I'm in the middle of doing the Port Royale, the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Keeps coming back.
Yep, it does. But yeah, so Michael, would you like to fill us in on what's going on with you?
I mean, I can.
Please do.
Yeah, I've been playing those video games.
Yes, which ones?
All of them. I've actually been playing a lot of Venetian Blinds. It's really good. It's for the Atari 2600. You can make the blinds go up, you can make them go down, and you can sometimes stop them in the middle.
I swear to God.
It's a real video game.
I know that.
Yeah.
Did you actually play Venetian Blinds?
No, but I thought about it actually quite a lot.
All right. Well, when you do play it, get back to us, because that is interesting.
No problem. It's not. It's a boring ass video game.
It's history, damn it.
Sure. I played... What did I play? I played video games. I played more of that Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse game. That game's still fun.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, or...?
Nah, the first one.
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of want to play both and see the differences, because I'm a masochist. So I figured I might as well play the first one and then see what happens with the second one, what changes are made. The thought I played another game, but I can only think of one. And that one is Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's funny that I actually started playing this because they just recently announced that they are no longer going to update the single player and that they won't do any single player DLC moving forward, which is not that shocking considering there was those rumors where the Mass Effect team was merging with Motive, and they share the same like office space. They're in the same floor. There's no like actual physical divider between them, so it's just a matter of giving them stuff to do. But yeah, it's weird kind of booting that game up and seeing that it still has problems and knowing that they won't fix them. And some of the problems are just indicative of just a series that's been going on a long time, and just in addition to the technical problems that came out when it launched, the animations still kind of look a little stilted. They don't really flow into one another. It's like an animation finishes and then the character model jumps at the beginning of the next animation and then just goes. And then the same thing happens pretty much with anyone you talk to. So if you give them a different line, they just kind of jump between the response to that line and then the normal response they would give to move on to the next piece of conversation. And it happens more often than not. And I don't like the way that game feels. I don't like the way that game sets itself up. I like the story, but the shooting feels more like a third-person shooter with upgrades than an RPG. And I think that's like, for me, as someone who liked the RPG, like parts of all the Mass Effect games, that's the biggest letdown that there could be. Is, you know, and they kept saying it especially when it went from like Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 3, that, they're going more and more like a shooter. This feels like a shooter. Andromeda just says, no, this is a shooter. You just get some cool powers too. And I beat the tutorial level, and I'm on the sort of de facto citadel, and I haven't really started the game in full force, so maybe things change when I go down to different planets, but for now, every time I boot it up and I start playing, I just start doing it, and I'm like, I don't want to do any of this. Nothing is interesting. None of the characters really stand out yet.
You got a bone.
I don't know. I haven't met anyone boneable yet.
That's just telling me you didn't meet old
Rotisserie
Chickenhead.
bitch.
The old rotisserie bitch.
I have not met Rotisserie bitch yet. I have not met Mrs. KFC. The game is such a letdown, and even though I knew it had all these problems, as someone who really liked even Mass Effect 3, like I liked those games quite a lot. I like the universe it's set up. I like the feeling those games gave me. Andromeda feels like if you took off the Mass Effect name and took away all the common points, you know, the aliens and everything, and replaced them with different assets, I would just tell you this is just a cheap knockoff by the way it's set up, the way it plays, the way it feels, the way it's written, the technical issues, everything top to bottom just feels like someone went, I'm going to make me one of the Mass Effect games, but without the Mass Effect, it just doesn't feel like it's the same series. So it kind of makes me feel better that they're putting that series on hiatus for a little time being, and maybe coming back to it later. I'm going to play more of it. I don't know why, but I feel like I should put a little bit more time into it before I really, really write it off. But for now, I really want to write it off. Oh, I remember the other game. Did I talk about Slime Rancher much?
No.
I've been playing that Slime Rancher game. It sucks that I'm going to have to be so down on it, because after coming off of Mass Effect, but I don't know if I like Slime Rancher that much.
Really?
Yeah. For those who don't know, Slime Rancher was in early access for a very long period of time and just recently came out and is in 1.0. I'm sure it's updated to something beyond that, but it is fully released. And you are a slime rancher. You have to go capture slimes, put them in pens, and then feed them, and they will produce plorts, which is their poop. And then you shoot the poop into a machine, and the machine gives you money. And you use that money to upgrade the pens so that maybe it automatically feeds them, automatically collects their port, makes the walls higher so you can put more of them in there. So you build more pens so that you can grow maybe food so you don't have to go out and collect it. There's also like breeding. You can crossbreed your slimes to make different kinds of slimes. Each slime has a different like requirement. Some fly, some eat different kinds of food. So it is essentially a management game. You are trying to build up your farm, but running out and discovering new things, opening up new areas, collecting items, coming back and wash, rinse, repeat. The problem is, I really like management games. I like games that are plate spinning. You're constantly trying to do a little bit of everything so that everything doesn't fall apart. And Slime Rancher does some really neat things where if a plate does fall, it doesn't feel like everything has broken. Something like Factorio, where if you notice a design flaw, you just want to start over. In Slime Rancher, you don't really feel that pressure. It just feels like, oh, the cat slimes got out and ate all my chickens. Like, it doesn't feel like a problem. You can put the cats back, get their plort, it gives you money, and then go get more chickens. But the actual acts of doing things, like the actual acts of going out and finding chickens, is kind of just tedious. And I find myself doing more tedium and more like things I don't want to do, and running into those barriers of like, oh, I don't have enough inventory space, or I don't have enough stamina to run as long, so it actually takes me longer to go out and do the tedious things, or... And some of the things aren't even like explained well. There's a little bit of a walkthrough tutorial, but the thing is they just don't tell you. Like if a slime eats another slime's plort, it turns into a combination of both of them. And then if it eats yet another slime's plort, it turns into a bad slime that can only be killed with water. And that is such a weird minutia thing. And I would be okay with it, but Slime Rancher also kind of feels like something that should be like my first management sim. Like the way it looks, the way it feels, how like bright and happy a lot of it is, how simple some of the stuff is, and the way like I said, plates don't fall off and break, they just fall off and you pick them back up, put it back on. So it's weird that it has this like tedium and harshness to it, or not harshness, but like ambiguity to it, where it's also this light and fluffy thing of like, I'm collecting cat slimes. It's weird to say I want it to be harder, but I wish it, or easier even. I wish it was just different. And then I could give it to somebody who's never done a management sim and say, play this, collect slimes, have fun. Now you're cursed. Welcome to management sims. So it's not a bad game, but I don't know if I intend to go back. I kind of want to restart my farm, which is the management sim curse. It's constantly wanting to restart. So maybe I'll do that, and maybe I'll start to get it.
All right. Playing anything else?
That's been about it. Overwatch, PUBG, fun things. Okay. Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. Did anyone here watch the PUBG Invitational?
No.
It was actually pretty good. It was, the last one I watched that was today, they did a duos one, and there were maybe 20 people. The circle had stopped right outside of a beach, and so a little bit of the water was still in the circle. And a lot of people had come up that way. So there was easily 20 people just swimming in the ocean, the little patch of ocean between the circle and the beach, just trying to survive, just stuck there because there was one person behind a rock who could have killed them, or any of them. if one of them had like ran out of the beach, they were targeted by anybody else in the ocean. It was a weird moment in what it was trying to be like kind of a serious game. The game is and the game is inherently goofy in a lot of levels.
Okay. Let's move on to news. Andy, would you like to bring us into the news?
Let's do it. Let's go to the news. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to do a theme. So the thing I'm going to talk about today is...
No. Do a theme. No, do a theme.
It's like a news ticker.
Okay, there you go.
It's true. That's what it sounds like. Thank you.
John, what's your news theme? Go.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, that's not bad.
What's yours?
Do you have one?
Do it.
It's just the girl from Ipanema.
Damn
it. News.
Okay, so
Andy,
the main
please.
thing I want to talk about is kind of still being we've been getting like intermittent announcements about this over the past week or so, but they're adding a lot of stuff and doing a lot of changes to Overwatch. The most recent being big changes to Mercy announced like the day of we're recording this. Specifically that her ult is not her revive anymore. She doesn't have a group revive anymore. Sorry, I should say these are on the test realm. These aren't live yet. But these changes are still... Usually stuff that goes to PTR ends up in the main game. She has a new ability, which is a single revive. She can revive one person. It has about a 30-second cooldown, I've been told. And her new ultimate basically enhances all of her abilities and lets her fly. It's called Valkyrie. She can heal multiple people or boost multiple people at once. I think her revive has a shorter cooldown. And her gun is stronger, which, you know, what we really need in the world is more people using Mercy's gun.
Yep, it's not annoying at all.
I saw a video recently where a Mercy player popped Valkyrie and then got damage boosted by Ana, and it was a massacre. It was one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life. So
that's pretty sick.
I mean, that's 2 ults, right? So that should be a massacre.
It was pretty funny though, just seeing Mercy like flying around and just completely walloping everybody.
It's pretty good. It does actually kind of bring up why they're doing this change. In a developer video, Jeff Kaplan cited that he wants to keep it from Mercy negating ults. It seems right now that's a big focus they have, is making ults feel like more game-changing, as opposed to, like, if a Mercy's there, she can just undo your ult like that. So that's the main reason they've changed the revive like that. They've also, they're changing up D.Va. They haven't specifically said how, but they want to rework her defense matrix, so it's not as, and I'm using his verbiage here, smothering, which apparently, like, people have said, like, John, I know you play D.Va a lot, so you can tell me how accurate this is, but playing as D.Va, you feel like you always need to have that going, your defense matrix, and then also playing against D.Va, he said that, like, people just feel like she is a sponge, like she can absorb Zarya ult, which, again, because they're trying to rework and make ults feel more bombastic, I imagine that's gonna go away, but that's just speculation.
Pros use the shield a lot, I've noticed, her shield.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, and this is something that I saw get brought up on Twitter for, like, a negative thing, was that, like, a lot of people feel like that this is focused a little too much on professional Overwatch. Like, I agree with the Mercy, the buff, nerf, whatever you want to call it, change, but it's almost for, like, a different reason than the way that he's going for it. I feel like the best reasoning for that Mercy change is more just that it's not like, oh, we need to make ults a bigger deal, but more just like a lot of people who play as Mercy and they're just dumbasses will just let their team try to make a push on the point, have them all die, and then have them jump out, revive them, and then just be like, well, I did a good job, there's my play of the game. And it's like, you could have just healed us and we could have won instead of waiting for your ass to do this and then get all the credit. So it's like, it's kind of like a weird like trickle down effect where like, I don't think they necessarily had that intention, but they still fixed that issue. And then for the D.Va thing, it's like, as someone who does play as D.Va, the shield thing is more just like, from my perspective, it's like they're giving D.Va more options.
I forgot to mention this. Yeah, they're giving her a longer range projectile missiles that is like adding ammo management basically to D.Va because you didn't have that before.
Yeah, so specifically it's like a burst of missiles where it's like, I think they said like 11 missiles, and they fire one at a time. You press the button and they start firing, and they don't stop until you get stunned or killed or you run out of ammo, and then it just I don't remember if it's on a cooldown or a reload, but yeah, and you can do that and pretty much anything else while boosting now. So while you're like moving faster, you can shoot, you can fire missiles, and you can put your shield up. The way that I saw this was just, and I don't know if this is the intended effect, and I kind of feel like they might end up changing things again because of it. But at the very least, for like the standard player, this feels more like D.Va just becoming more of a boost in there, get some hits in, get the fuck out of there, and like while you're covering your ass, like shoot some missiles, because D.Va can't really do any damage unless she's up close, because her gun is so like weak from afar. And I feel like those missiles are better for like long distance attack or like getting out of dodge. So, you know, it's almost changing what kind of character D.Va is. Like, she was way more tanky, but now she's more of just like a run and gun, like get in, get out kind of character, I feel like. And that, I mean, that's interesting, and I'm not like upset, I'm not upset with that. Like, that's something that I feel like fits into how I play as her almost. But I feel like a lot of people who want just D.Va to be like the tank, the character that can pair up with a Mercy, it's changing that a lot, and that is kind of weird.
No, she really wasn't. She never really filled that role. She was always sort of a secondary tank, is how I always described her, where she could take damage and she could help fill that. But unless you've got a really good D.Va, you're going to need another tank to really stick with the team.
Totally. Yeah, like a Jeff Kaplan in that video like specifically points out that like Orisa and Big Shield Man, both of them have like shields, but you can visually tell when you're making progress with them, which is why they're changing D.Va's shield. But also both of them have great offensive abilities. Like Reinhardt he's got the weird fire strike, and he can shove forward, and he has his hammer. Orisa has her amazing gun and then multiple other abilities, whereas D.Va was just shield, shoot, shield, or shoot. And I feel like giving her the missiles means that she's now a threat from any range. Like, as someone who plays a lot of Hanzo, I could melt a D.Va. If she was far enough away from me, I don't care. I could take out a D.Va. It doesn't matter. And now I feel like I have to be a little more fearful of, she could just shoot those missiles at me and I'm done. Or I have to move and dodge them, and then she can just rush at me, guns a-blazing. Like, I think this gives her more range and more opportunity to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other change I wanted to mention really quick, just because it's to my lovely boy, They're adding a change to Reinhardt's shield where if you're holding down your primary fire, you can rotate the camera without moving your shield. Which is huge. That's actually huge. That's still on PTR as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I definitely want to see how that works. And, you know, I do hope that if it's not great that they can change it, but, you know, at the very least, I like the idea of giving D.Va a little more, some more options. And I like the thought of having Mercies actually, like, interact with their teams instead of just sitting in a corner with their ult, waiting to get a play of the game.
I mean, a good Mercy is rushing around, switching between healing and damage boost. Like, a good Mercy isn't sitting in a corner. But I think those changes make, again, just like D.Va, makes Mercy versatile. Like, do you want to heal? Like, even her ult, it makes her gun better, but it also makes all of her healing ability longer. Like, she can leash to somebody and heal them from farther away. And I think that's almost like a Ballman ult.
Zenyatta?
Yeah, Zenyatta, where his ult is just a healing area. Like, now hers kind of fits that a little bit, where she can now has greater access to all the people playing and can go heal them or damage boost them or whatever, in addition to shooting her pellet gun.
Michael, would you like to talk about your little bits of news that you picked?
I got a shotgun blast of news out of Gamescom, because Gamescom, I think, is still happening? I don't know. Gamescom looks like hell on earth.
Yeah.
I saw a photo. I don't know who it was from. It was on someone's, some game journalist's Twitter, and it was like, don't walk out the wrong door at Gamescom, and it was some underground tunnel, like where cars drive through, and it was this nondescript kind of dark underground tunnel. And she was like, I don't know where I'm at. I walked out of a door. So Gamescom seems like a nightmare. Yeah, let's blast through these. Final Fantasy 15 is coming to the PC for only like 120 or 170 gigabyte download.
170, yeah.
Yeah. It's coming to PC. It's going to have 4K textures and 4K resolution, which explains the download. I would hope they have separate downloads for regular and then for 4K, because I think Doom did that, even though they made you download them. Yeah, it's coming to PC. They're going to upgrade the engine. They're going to make things look better. There's a first-person mode now. And for those people who really like PC... they said that they will leave it up to the community whether or not there are nude mods. So nude mods within like the first 10 minutes of it release. Yeah, dicks is what they're going to do. I don't know when this is coming. Okay, 2018. Sorry, I didn't read it. 2018, so who knows when, but I imagine they could get that done pretty quickly. I would hope they could get that done pretty quickly, but we'll see. Do either one of you like the Age of Empires?
Nope.
No, but you do, so that's okay.
You're both wrong, because Age of Empires 4 got announced. In addition to the Definitive Edition, which is coming out still the 19th of October, they are going to do Definitive Editions of 2 and 3, even though I'm pretty sure they both have HD releases, but hey, whatever, remake stuff. But Age of Empires 4 is also coming out next year, just for PC, but the really cool thing was that the trailer seemed to show more civilizations that you can play as. Age of Empires, for people who don't know, is like StarCraft. It's an RTS with base building mechanics, but instead of in space, you're on the Earth. Mm-hmm. And you also like... You kind of like Civilization, you build up your technology and go through different phases, and depending on your technology, it depends on what you can build. So at the very beginning, you might be able to build like towers that can give you visibility in certain areas, and then when you go to the next phase, you can then upgrade those towers to be like shoot arrows, and then you can make them more accurate, and then you can make them shoot farther. And it kind of everything has the ability to upgrade, and each civilization has its own unique units and unique kind of characteristics. So it'd be nice to just not play as European nation versus European nation. It'd be nice to play as, I think they showed like Native Americans in one instance of the trailer, but they didn't show any actual gameplay. So I'm going to assume that's a 2018 game, and it's PC only. It's coming from Microsoft. They're publishing it. I think they're publishing it. But it's PC only, and it's also coming from Relic Games, who do the Company of Heroes. So
I have an important question about Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Does it still have the quick chat stuff? Because that's a nightmare, and I love it.
I don't know. They didn't show gameplay, but I would hope so.
I want to be able to hit F1 to have a guy go, yes, or something.
Hello. Yes. And then the last piece of news is about giant dinosaurs. Do you guys like Do you guys like the giant dinosaurs?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to go to some sort of large park where they have the giant dinosaurs?
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought this was you were going to talk about Monster Hunter, and I was like, "There was Monster Hunter near this?"
There was a Monster Hunter trailer.
Yeah, there was a trailer.
Didn't do anything for me. No. There's going to be a Jurassic Park. People calling this a sim. I call it a city builder. I think this is a city builder, but whatever. A sim game where you build up your own Jurassic Park, like in their movies. That's probably the best term. It's called Jurassic World Evolution. It's going to come out next summer, 2018, Xbox One, PS4, and PC, which should be about in time for the next movie, which is supposed to come out next summer. It looks great. They showed a bit of I think it's supposed to be gameplay, but it just looks like pre-rendered gameplay. And you have multiple islands, Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna, in addition to a few others. You can breed your own dinosaurs. You make their containment areas. They implied that you make like the security for it. You make the area where the tourists come, so they can be eaten. You do all that. So it's essentially a game made for me, dinosaurs and a tycoon game. So I want this desperately, because they've only really made one Jurassic Park build the park game. I think it was just called Jurassic Park Builder or something, and I've heard it's not very good. So I hope this one's good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that this new one sounds good.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it on the PC and mod the hell out of it and add, I don't know, T-Rexes.
Roller coasters.
Yep, roller coasters.
All right.
All of the roller coasters
that the dinosaurs go on.
Oh, dinosaur roller coasters.
Yeah.
Yes. Finally.
What about roller coasters that the people go on, but at the very end, it's just a T-Rex with his mouth open?
Oh, no!
And then he poops them out after they go through him.
Oh, that's a little more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, poop. That's a little more fun.
I mean, it's more fun than just dying, I guess. Or is it?
Oh, no, you're dead.
Oh, okay. Alright, then never mind. That's not fun at all.
Do I have to still pay for the trip?
Yeah, bitch, this is not in this economy? Come on.
In this economy?
I better die if I'm getting... I better die if I'm getting eaten by that fucking T-Rex. Folks, I got one little bit of news here. It's also from Gamescom, but I wanted to talk about it because it was cool. So, Ed Boon showed up. And you know when Ed Boon shows up, shit's about to hit the fan. Because they announced the next Injustice 2 Fighter Pack. It's 3 more characters. 2 of them that everyone kind of knew was going to happen already. And it's Raiden from Mortal Kombat. It's Black Manta from the Aquaman.
Yeah.
And the 3rd character, who is the guest character, the super special guest character for this round, I suppose, is Hellboy. Which is really surprising. Like, people were expecting Spawn, because Spawn was on, like, a lot of, like, polls. People were expecting a bunch of other characters. Nobody was expecting Hellboy, but he looks awesome. Like, his design is, like, ripped straight from the comic book. Like, he looks exactly like the comics. It looks just amazing. But yeah, all three of them will be in this second fighter pack, which if you've bought the Ultimate Edition or the Season Pass or whatever special editions they have, you'll just get those. The first character, I think they said, will be Black Manta.
Yeah.
And they're going to be showing him off soon. They were a little unspecific about the exact times that these characters will be coming out, but they'll have live streams where they show off the character and then announce when they're coming out. Because, in all honesty, it kind of seems like Injustice is one of those things where it's like, well, when the character's ready, we'll do it. And that's not like a bad thing. It's more just like, we show the character off on the stream, we get some feedback, we change some things, and then, when it's done, we release it. You can buy it. So that's nice, I guess. It's trying to be just, it's not trying to stay on like a specific schedule and like be overbearing. It's just like, yeah, we'll get you your character when we're done with it.
Is it just the 3 in this pack, or are there more that could be announced?
In this pack, it's 3, which, the last pack was 4. The last pack was Sub-Zero, Starfire, Red Hood, and, there's one other one, I thought. Forgetting.
Are they doing... I can look it up, but, yeah, I'm surprised it's just 3, because with Mortal Kombat X, it was always full packs of 4.
I wonder if there's one more that they are just holding back on. I don't know who it would be to beat Hellboy and fucking Black Manta, who looks dope.
No, it's 3. Red Hood, Starfire, Sub-Zero are the other ones.
Well, then I guess they're just doing packs of 3 for Injustice 2.
Oh, wait. Spawn as well?
Spawn's been rumored.
Yeah. So they've already...
And then there's Darkseid as well, who's like a pre-order.
That's right, yeah, Darkseid was the pre-order character. That's who I was thinking of. But yeah, I mean, I think they've already said that there's going to be one more fighter pack of 3. And then, who knows? Because, like, Injustice 1 actually, like, ended up having, like, another pack or 2 after their initial, like, release and reveal and all that.
Right.
So I think it really just depends on how well those sell and how much people, like, care. Because, yeah, like Injustice 1 kept going for a little bit, and then... same thing with MKX. I think they just showed the, like, packs that they had and they didn't keep going. But I do remember them saying, like, we would keep going if people bought them. But, we didn't sell that many, so we just did what we announced and we're done. So, I guess as long as there's interest, they'll keep supporting the game. But once the interest wanes, they'll move on to the next one.
DLC does not sell well.
Yeah.
It never, ever, ever has. So I'm actually kind of surprised... I do think that NetherRealms, this is maybe their last time doing DLC like this, and maybe they might go to like a Street Fighter model of free updates or an Overwatch model or something like that.
I don't think something like that would happen. It's just gonna be...
Fighting games work very differently.
Yeah.
But
DLC wise than most games.
But they still don't sell well. Like, DLC just doesn't matter in the game.
Sure,
so, it just makes more sense business-wise to, if you want to keep a community, you want it to be inclusive, you don't want it to turn into like Melee where it's the same 5 people over and over and over again. And you want it, especially if you want it to like, if you want the Evo and the tournament scenes to like stay fresh, I think it would make sense to just sell the game, add something like Overwatch packs and do what Overwatch does, and then you can incentivize people. Hey, you pick it up now, you get 6 extra characters than someone who picked it up a year ago. That stuff just makes more sense to me, especially knowing that DLC doesn't sell. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that the problem with that would be like I mean, I feel like Injustice 2 is maybe the only one that could maybe pull something like that off, because that game has the, like, equipable items and all that. But people really aren't too keen about that kind of stuff in fighting games. Like, Injustice 2 was walking a very thin line when they did that. Like, people hate that kind of stuff when it makes it, like, uneven to play in multiplayer.
Yeah, doesn't that stuff influences stats?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like, if
you can do it cosmetic.
And I mean, but, like, yeah, people already are turning against cosmetics these days as it is.
And I don't understand. I really don't get that.
I mean, it's the kind of stuff with, like, Overwatch, where it's just, you know, once they have, like, that weird artificial scarcity with the events, and it's like, if there's some, like, semblance of fairness to it, I guess, or if there's some better way to get that kind of stuff that's not just, oh, well, you're just gonna randomly get a bunch of bullshit from boxes and there's no way to choose.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's less turning against cosmetics and more turning against loot boxes. Because I think that model is fucked, straight up.
I don't think it's fucked. I think because it exists to supplement the long legs of the game, right? Like, game prices haven't increased in ages, but budgets have increased leaps and bounds. So they have to make up the money somewhere. So they invent a DLC and then nobody bought it. So they do this instead, especially for multiplayer games. To me, it's really bad in games like League of Legends, where they rotate characters and you have to sit there and buy them. And you have to earn them over time with in-game currency by playing characters you maybe don't like. I think that stuff's bad. And then you have, like, premium currency that you can only buy certain costumes with premium currency. That's bad. And I think some of the systems in Dota that are straight up gambling, I think that's bad. But something like Overwatch, and there's minutia to Overwatch where they've changed the rates. They don't give as many repeats, which means you get less in-game currency, which means you can't buy stuff. And then there's, like, new costumes that for some reason cost triple the amount of all the other costumes. And I think that's shitty. But I think that's the closest to, like, a model I look at and go, yeah, you can sit there and just play a game you like, and then you earn neat stuff. It's just a shame that they changed it and made all the neat stuff terrible icons and voice lines I don't listen to. So I think the gambling area and the premium currency stuff, those microtransactions, I get why people get angry at. Loot boxes, like in Overwatch, I don't understand why people want to see those go. Like, they do fund like servers, they fund updates, they fund art, animations, all kinds of stuff.
I think there needs to be a balance.
Totally.
I think that Overwatch, just using it as an example, the way loot boxes work is there's, like, it's a lottery, and that's the problem with it, because it's a lottery that you can sometimes get currency with to just get what you want. Like, if there was a way to pay for gold, that would be great, but then Overwatch would take a huge hit, right? I think it's just a really fucked economy and a really, like, shitty setup that is unfortunately a necessary evil for these companies, at least in their model, to keep things running, right?
See, I don't think it's that bad, because what you get is purely cosmetic. It doesn't make you better at the game. It feels good, and sometimes it makes the game more fun, like Winston's Dance, which is the best thing about that game. But it doesn't hurt if you don't get that stuff.
Well, so here's the thing: is that, like, the fact that they're doing these limited run stuff, it can hurt. Like, because a lot of people here, like, a lot of people that play this stuff is, like, they're here for the characters and they're here for that personality, and they're, like, for example, my girlfriend was here over the summer and she loves playing Mercy. She's, like, it's her favorite character in the game. and she had to move out before she could get this new Mercy skin, and she couldn't just buy it to have it on her account when she's able to get the game herself. And that was a huge bummer, and that was really upsetting. And I think that saying people don't get invested, or that it doesn't hurt to not have the fun cosmetic stuff isn't fully true. It's the hook that keeps people coming back, if you really think about it. How many times are we playing Overwatch and we're just like, oh, hold on, I gotta open this loot box, I want to see what I get.
And I think that comes back to some of the points of that costume is 3,000 gold instead of 1,000. But in the same event, a lot of those items are repeat items, and they're cheaper than they originally were. And the problem I foresee is at what point will they stop really making new stuff and just continually repeat old stuff? And now they're still raking in money, and they aren't producing anything new. See, that's when I have a problem with it. Some of the little systems, that Mercy skin should be 1,000 coins. It should be 3,000. That's ridiculous. And the changes they made with the drops mean you get less coins, which means it's even harder to get 1,000, let alone 3,000. But it is a balance, and Overwatch, I think, lost it. They were pretty close, and then made a lot of changes and completely lost it. But I don't think it's the most predatory out there. I think it's pretty kind of low on the scale compared to PUBG and buying a loot box to then buy a key to unlock that loot box, and you get a hat that's 4 cents. I think that stuff's blatantly worse.
What if it's all bad? What if everything is bad and we just need to go to sleep?
I don't think any of it's real terrible.
Have you guys heard the good word about communism?
There you go.
Fair enough. Anyway.
But then everyone would wear the Matrix jacket and PUBG gun. I wouldn't feel special for finding it in an abandoned house.
God.
Or the fingerless gloves. Or the rimless sunglasses. And then I'll look really cool.
It's true, you would.
Or the punk glasses. Those are pretty dope.
Alright, would you like to do questions? Let's do questions. No.
You too can send in questions to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. That's an email address. The most recent email in there was a phishing scam telling me that the email was going to be closed down. So, or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ASK. That spells ask, and you'll ask things like these people ask things. Like Spazerbeam. Hey Spazerbeam, you have a dope-ass Metroid icon. Does the Xbox One X even stand a chance this holiday with only a single exclusive Forza 7 launching with it? It has more than one exclusive, but okay. It has Forza, PUBG, Cuphead, and I think one or two other things. But yeah, does the Xbox One X have any chances?
I mean, look, it's a little hard to just it's a little dumb to just completely hand wave something, but at some point you kind of have to think especially the Xbox One X, 4K hasn't still been adopted by the mainstream.
It's
consumer.
Getting there. It's getting there.
It's getting there, but not yet.
I'm going to add something before we go in on the Xbox One X. It is outdoing pre-orders for the PS4 Pro in the same time period as last year.
See, that's what I was going to say, too, is that the PS4 Pro didn't exactly light anyone's ass on fire either. I just think that a lot of people who want to have these consoles, and, people are still buying these consoles and all that, but it's the regular versions are so much cheaper, and unless there is unless there is an explicit price reason, a value thing for that, I don't see people jumping for those upgrades unless they're actively blocking games off. People who care about those graphics, people who care about the frames, they're usually playing on PC already. And I just feel like as long as a game isn't dipping into 20 frames per second or whatever, or 10 frames per second, or doesn't look like absolute dog shit, most people don't care as long as it plays fine. At least that's what I think. That's what I get from the average person that I talk to. And the people that aren't those average people might pick up the PlayStation Pro or might pick up the Xbox One X. But the other problem with the Xbox One X is that so many Xbox One games are coming out on PC. And like I said, I feel like a lot of people that care about those graphics things already have PCs and will just want to buy those games on PC because they already have it.
See, I don't buy the PC argument. A PC is even though it has gotten better, is still not as easy as just buying a box, plugging it into your TV, and sitting down on your couch and playing. It's a very different experience sitting at your computer and playing a game. It's still a higher price entry. You're not just buying a computer, you're buying a computer, a 4K monitor, the speakers that go with it. You're going to have to still buy a controller to go with it. It's a higher entry, price point. And I think there is a medium area between people who already own an Xbox One or maybe even own an S or own a PS4 or even a Pro who do want their games to look pretty, to like, oh, Madden just looks like it is on Sunday, who still want that stuff. I don't think this thing will sell, I don't think people will punch each other at Targets to get these things, because the Switch still exists. And the mini SNES is the coming apocalypse. We all know that. But sure. I think it'll do better than the PS4 Pro. I think it's not meant to do gangbusters. It's not designed to do that. It's their future console. In 3 years, they'll start talking about the S and the X. I mean, they're already doing that. But 3-4 years, the S will stop being talked about, the X will, and they'll introduce a new piece of hardware, and they'll eventually cut off the original launch version, and they'll just that's just what they're going to do. I think this will do fine. I don't understand why people think Microsoft is failing. I saw that a lot during Gamescom. People thought Microsoft was borderline collapsing. People having images of Major Nelson just chain smoking cigarettes and shaking in an empty closet. I don't know where people get this stuff from. Both Sony and Microsoft and now Nintendo are doing tremendous. But I don't think the Xbox One is in any trouble of being a failure or anything. Andy, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, anyway.
Business.
We're talking business.
Honestly, no, I don't care, but there was just a leak that seems very interesting.
Sure.
Yes.
We could talk about. Yeah, because the Kiwami 2 just got leaked.
That seems
really?
like a thing.
Yeah, I'll link it, hold on.
Oh shit, I just saw. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a PlayStation Store leak. Jesus.
Yep. So, y'all were talking about consoles that don't matter, because I already have a PS4, and there's a cheaper Xbox One, and I don't even know what the exclusive for the X is.
There are none. They're not making any games for the X, so that's another thing. I don't know why people get obsessed with the exclusive.
Yeah, the question said something about an exclusive. Yeah. I don't give a flying fuck, if I'm being honest. I think that these will move the needle a little bit, but I don't think you're going to see that many people moving away from the standard models as much as Microsoft or Sony would like. I'm not just saying this for the One X. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this also for the Pro.
They're future-proofing. They're preparing the market. They're adding the SKU now while they have the money, and then 3 years from now they won't have to worry about it, or 2 years from now. These companies will have the most amount of money in the first handful of years, first 5 years, when the hardware is selling and the software is selling, because they make the most money off the software. So they are future-proofing. They're invested. That's why they're doing 4K. It's why they talk about VR. It's why all of that stuff. They saw what happened with their last two consoles and went, shit. And they're fucking just preparing themselves. Mm-hmm. For Kiwami 2.
Again, it's not going to move the needle. It's not those consoles are going to sell the same. They always sell at Christmas. They're going to sell well, but they're not going to do fucking launch numbers, you know?
Yeah. And the Switch is still...
That's my take on it. Yeah, the Switch is going to be the hot product this winter. Like, that's going to be the big Christmas mover.
That's going to be... That's what will push it to like 10 million units plus, easily. Shoeless asks, Kazumano confirmed from Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yes.
Yeah, it's he's listed as Firebrand on the character roster. He's the little demon he's a little demon with his ass out.
It's MODOK, but the Tophin face, and he's Tophin in all caps.
I hate that. I hate that so fucking much.
Terrible Organism for irritating
Nichansky.
Nobody does more.
He misspells it on purpose.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Anonymous asks, are there any concepts in Brink worth carrying over to future shooters? Yes, it's called Overwatch.
Yeah, did we mention that?
No, Brink is free now. That's
oh my god.
No, I that's not news. Come on. Yeah, I love Brink, and that's not news.
Yeah, I kind of dig the, like, way they do the story stuff in that, where it's, like, taking you through the maps with different objectives before you just go into multiplayer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, that needs to be handled way better.
I really like the multi-objective matches. I think that's really neat. If go here, do this, go here, do that. Overwatch kind of does it, but it is very esports designed. Like, it's very Counter-Strike designed, where, technically I'm a terrorist or an anti-terrorist disarming this bomb, but that's not the point of it. Brink tried to straddle that of, like, that is the point of this, but also you're playing this game. I also liked the sort of, I guess the best thing is like an MMO character, where as you level up and progress, you get different items to further customize your punk, crazy-looking dude as you're playing as.
Get that bandana with the smile. Gotta get that bandana with the smile.
Yeah, that's the one. I like that stuff. I like that the further you get along, the more of an individual you stand out. Anonymous asks, do you ever listen to your own podcast? And if so, what's your usual reaction?
No.
Never?
Yeah, I listen to my various appearances on various hit podcasts all the time, and it's usually, yes, I should have an award for this.
I have listened to myself on this podcast before, and this will sound so egotistical and narcissistic, but I've listened to myself and laughed at my own jokes.
I mean, they're jokes you like. I do that all the time.
I thought they were really good.
Listen, straight up, I'm listening to myself right now because I got my monitor on because I'm a professional. I bet you chuckleheads don't.
Listen to you?
Just
no,
saying.
I don't listen to you. Damn. Anonymous asks, what is a DASA and why is Michael the final one?
That's a great question.
That is actually a pretty good question.
So I thought, and I still think this is the case, this actually might be a sweeter story than you thought. When I was growing up, my brother is who I would watch play video games before I had my own console, and so I would also play on his. And he had Link to the Past, and his one rule is don't delete my save, because I would go into his save. This is the same for Final Fantasy II, which is Final Fantasy IV. I would go into his save and cast the powerful spells just to see what they looked like, and then go back to my save with 4 hearts and be like, I got the boomerang. And I would have swore that his save file and the name of his character was DASA, D-A-S-A. I've gone back, and Final Fantasy II, that save is gone, I think. But Link to the Past, it wasn't named that. So I think that's where I got it from. It may not have been those games, but when I started on Xbox Live, they had a generate name thing, and you could type in the name you wanted. It would say, oh, that was taken, because of course it was, but it would generate names based on that. It wouldn't just give you random ones of your last name and then the year you were born. It would give you ones like that, and so Final DASA was oh, that one actually sounds like a thing and not fire truck. It sounded like a real thing.
Yo, you should have been fire truck if that was available.
If fire truck was available, I would have been fire truck.
Yeah.
So that's
fire truck if you're out there. I salute you.
Reach out to us, Fire Truck. So yeah, that just disseminated down to everything ever, just because if I was already that on one thing, I might as well be that on other things so that it's easy to find me. And it's also because I killed all the others. That's fine, the final one. Mm-hmm. A couple more questions. The Mighty Mighty Boss Tones asks, I am a Sonic Heroes, this is a question. I am a Sonic Heroes apologist. Whenever someone talks shit on that game, I'm quick to run in to aid or remind the accusing party that all the 3D Sonic games are hot messes. This is mostly because it was my first Sonic game, so nostalgia compels me to defend it, even though I know that game has not aged well. Are there any bad or deeply flawed games from your childhood, or even bad games that came out recently, that you will defend to the death for whatever reason?
Oh boy.
Brink. We're just talking about it.
I mean,
I know there's some.
You guys mentioned it earlier.
I swear to fucking God.
Look, I'm just gonna come out and say that I remember when I was younger, I got Sonic Heroes when it first came out, and I was so pissed because I remember this is before I was really in tune with what was really going on with games. So I had a vague memory of oh yeah, I remember playing Sonic when I was 4. I don't remember it really, but here's a new one of those games. Why don't I give it a try? And then I tried Sonic Heroes, and I was like, huh? I was like, what's going on? What? This ain't great.
What was wrong with Sonic Heroes? It's hard to keep up with the terrible Sonics. There are just so many of them.
So it had the same problems that a lot of the 3D Sonics do, where it's constant stop and go. It's at a weird angle because you're running forward. The other thing was that you have 3 characters per team, and each character does certain things. There are 3 teams, and it's the good guys team, the bad guys team, and the whatever the fuck SBO is.
There's Team Hero,
Team Chaotix,
Team Dark, Team Chaotix, and Team Amy.
Which one is Big the Cat on?
Team Amy.
Team Amy all the way.
Big the Cat, Amy, and Cream?
That sounds about right.
Who the fuck is Cream? Cash rules everything around me? Is the Wu-Tang Clan in Sonic Heroes?
Yeah, that's the secret 5th team is the Team Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen Sonic Heroes before, and I'm remembering how bad it is.
It's great. You play as Vector. It's great.
But yeah, each team had there was a fast character, which was just a character that ran fast. There was a character that could fly, and then there's the character that could break things. And that
which one was Big the Cat?
He's the power. He was the big one. He broke.
He does break.
His name is Big, Michael.
Well, it's in his name.
Yeah.
He's also a cat.
Yeah.
So it's not a horrible idea, but it's just the way that 3D Sonic is set up. It doesn't translate well at all, and it's just super frustrating.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I do. I was actually looking over at my old Xbox games, and I think the big one is, I don't know if anyone's gonna know it, is Tenchu Z.
I've seen it. I don't remember. I never played it.
It's a really flawed, ninja stealth game, but for the life of me, it's just so fun to play. It's super janky, and a lot of the systems are just archaic, but it's really satisfying still. I think that would probably be it. I think it's only on 360. I don't know if there's a PC release
I think it was one of those weird 360 only releases in that era.
And the other one I could think of, because I know that there's a lot of people who don't like this, but I don't think I'd call it a bad game, Shadows of the Damned.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a really good one. That game, that game just... That was one of those games that got marketed really poorly because that game has a lot of immature, dumb humor, but there's also a lot of really great character stuff and really great horror stuff in that game. But all the commercials were just the big boner,
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's Big, and it's a boner. Just like Big the Cat.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Big the Dick.
Big the Dick, that's my nickname.
Yeah, I'd say most of the stuff that I defend isn't like quote-unquote bad games. It's more just like B games.
Oh, the B game based off the hit movie, The B Movie.
Yeah, this one isn't a bad game, but it's more something that I don't like when people kind of leave it in the dust. So many people love Spider-Man 2, the movie game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
But that first Spider-Man movie game was also really good.
That is actually,
really good.
That game, the first one, is what made me buy the second one, because I remember enjoying it, even though it was frustrating, and I only really distinctly remember one level where it was like the only level was swinging, where it was a cloudy New York day because it couldn't render all the buildings.
Yeah.
And you were just swinging from the top of each building, chasing like the vulture or something.
Yeah.
And I remember dying a lot and being very frustrated, but I liked that game enough that I went and eventually got Spider-Man 2, which is incredible.
Yeah. So, the thing that I always bring up when Spider-Man 1 gets brought up, like, despite all of its faults, despite everything, you can play as the Green Goblin in that game. You can unlock a mode in the first Spider-Man game that it's like it's honestly really weird that what they did with it. It's a retelling of the story where they restructure it so it's like they write it so it could actually work in the context of the story. What it is like Harry picks up the Goblin outfit and is basically like, well, I found out that my dad was the Green Goblin, but I'm gonna be the good Green Goblin this time.
I'm gonna be the good Goblin.
Yeah.
So you play through all of the levels that you play through as Spider-Man, but they recorded all new dialogue. Like, they have completely new dialogue for, like, they brought in like everyone from that movie, but they have James Franco do like the entire game's worth of dialogue just for the Green Goblin. And then they even like redid the voice because they rewrite it so like, oh, someone stole another Green Goblin suit. So all the fights where you fight the Green Goblin, you do it as the Green Goblin again, but it's just some guy who stole a suit instead of Norman Osborn. And it's like, it's something that like people don't even know exists in that game, but they put so much effort into it and like actually like wrote out a whole fucking plot to it that like could actually conceivably work. And it's like, it's really impressive and really cool.
That sounds cool, but also I don't want to play a game with less Willem Dafoe.
True.
Fair enough, yeah.
Mine is...
Me and Mary Jane are gonna have some fun.
Oh, Willem Dafoe, it's you. Oh, welcome to our podcast.
Hello, I'm here on the podcast.
You need to stop smoking, sir. You sound terrible.
You need to leave.
Video games.
Did you just drink a lot of whiskey?
You need to leave right this second.
Bye, Mr. Dafoe.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Wow, that was amazing. It was a shame that Andy passed out during that and couldn't say anything.
Hey guys,
Hey,
I'm back. Any celebrity appearances?
No.
No more.
Yeah, none.
Okay.
We just sat
Never
in
again.
silence.
Please, I beg you.
My game would be Jade Empire.
Oof.
I haven't gone back to replay it. I think I have it on like Origin or something. I remember liking it as a kid. I never beat it, but I remember liking it, and I remember liking the style and the idea of it, like a kung fu mystical RPG. And then as I got older, people would talk terrible about it, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was okay. I'm afraid to go back and play it and see what it actually is instead of what my memory tells me it is. But yeah, it's got to be that. I wish there were more kung fu kind of games or Eastern, like Eastern European, Eastern influenced video games like that. Let's finish it up with two more questions. Anonymous asks, what would a Joe Dirt video game be like?
You'd have to get the poop on you.
Alright.
That was quick. You knew that was... Wow.
The only thing I know about Joe Dirt is that he got the poop on him.
Let's move on.
Final question. You can send questions like these questions, except for hopefully not about Joe Dirt, to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. That's our email. Or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ASK. That spells ask like this person asks from Anonymous. Now that it's free, is Brink's single player good? How would you rate it on a scale of ketchup to mayo, ketchup being the worst and mayo being the best? That scale is broken, by the way.
Where's sweet and sour sauce?
Wait. Can you repeat that?
Is Brink any good? And how would you rate it on a scale of ketchup to mayo, ketchup being the worst, mayo being the best?
So if I have to think of a good thing to say it's not very good, then I don't know. It's like a 4.5.
Yeah, it's, if you're curious, it's free. You can download it.
It's true, you can.
It's unique. That is the best way I could describe Brink. It is unique. Mm-hmm. It is its own thing.
Oh, actually, this kind of goes back to the bad games question, because I thought of another answer. It's like Resident Evil 6, and that has a lot of cool ideas that aren't executed properly.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 6 is another game that I think is fine.
Okay.
Brink will feel like it was made today and made poorly, when in reality it was made 6 years ago and made subpar. So, there you go. I like Brink. So it's okay.
Huh?
It's okay, it's free. People can play with me.
No.
Play with me.
No.
Alright.
Well, folks, that'll do it for this week's episode of the show.
Hold on. Wait, pump the brakes.
Okay.
We didn't talk about rock climbing, and we didn't talk about talent. I want a refund.
Alright, here's all $0 that you paid for this fucking podcast.
Yeah,
there you go.
Alright.
There you go. You got your refund. Goodbye. Go check the site. We have a bunch of reviews that got written up. I wrote my Kiwami review, as previously mentioned. Trex wrote a review for
Phantom Trigger.
I was going to call it Night Terrors for some reason.
Yep,
but
Night Terrors. Yeah. It's a remake of an early PC game that came out where you have to stop the oogs. And Diana Plato is in it, and you see someone's boobs through a negligee.
How many games did you just add together right there? Like at least 3.
That was just Night Trap.
The Oogs?
The Augs. I was changing their names. Yeah. You said Night Terrors instead of Night Trap. So it was Diana Play-Doh instead of Dana Plato.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just kind of stupid, if I'm being honest.
I mean, that possibility has not been removed from the equation, so...
Look, we have reviews, we have news, we have all kinds of stuff getting uploaded.
We have some.
Yeah, we have some stuff going on.
We've been busy, and we're going to get busier. Stuff's still coming out.
And hey, we're going to have another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast next week, so you better help us out by reviewing, downloading, and subscribing, and all that stuff. Send it to your friend. Copy and paste.
Just the one. Just the one.
Yeah, copy and paste that URL. Okay, do you see that on the top of the screen that you're watching or listening to this?
It says Audacity.
Shh, that's not for you. This is for the people listening at home.
Oh, okay.
When you're online and you see that there's a new episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast, you hit that retweet button, you hit that reblog button, you hit that URL, you copy it, you paste it into your friend's chat room, and you say, "Look."
Chat room.
Yeah, you go into your chat room, your fucking Discord chat, and you'll share that.
Oh,
we got one more announcement though, real quick. Andy, would you like to fill everyone in?
Yeah. So next, I guess it would be next weekend when this goes up. I'm going to be at PAX West. So anybody who's a fan of the site can come up and say hi. Again, we're going to be covering stuff there. I'm hoping to I've got video equipment, so I'm hoping to actually do some stuff with foe of the site, Mike Cosmano. But we'll see what comes up, because it's going to be such a hectic time. Either way, stay tuned for some PAX coverage.
All right.
And you'll be in a panel. You'll be, participating in something.
My alter ego will be at the PAX Rumble.
Sunday morning.
Stay tuned for that Sunday morning at, I think, 10 a.m.?
That sounds... Sunday morning. Look up the schedule.
10 to 11:30 a.m.
There you go. Look up the schedule online. It's streamed, so you can watch it live with us as we root on Andy and laugh hilariously when we force other people to say the words "video game choo-choo" out of their mouths.
Yep. That's on that.
We're big time.
That's
now.
already on the PAX Rumble website. If you go on there, it literally says "video game choo choo."
What have we done? What is happening?
I can't get over that.
Nope.
I feel like I'm going insane looking at that. Like,
It's on the League of Heels website as well. People are tweeting "video game choo-choo" for some reason.
They misspelled my name.
well,
Oh, I had a joke there, but it would have been dark. End this.
all right. We'll see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.